Hey everybody, welcome to another model building workshop. I'm Mr. Allen, coming to you from Providence, Rhode Island. I'm part of the Providence Community Library, the Smith Hill location. And we're going to look at the Laffly V15T. It's a World War II French artillery towing vehicle. And this is from ICM models, a 1/35th scale. Now, this was it's kind of depressing, but this was the last model that I had bought from ICM models just before the war with Ukraine broke out. And ICM is a Ukrainian company located in Kyiv. And yeah, though I've heard, I'm recording this in late March of 2022, I did hear from an importer model retailer that had managed to get a hold of some releases from ICM, even in the midst of all of this chaos with the war going on. So hopefully everybody over there is doing okay. And yeah, and I've also done a lot of business with different shops and people through eBay and other sources in Ukraine. And anyway, I'll leave it at that. So, the Laffly French artillery towing vehicle, I find this to be one of the weirdest looking vehicles that came out of World War II. And not to be cruel, but Laffly and Laffy, laughing, because it's such an odd looking car, truck, whatever. These front wheels, which are to help it to climb through difficult terrain so it doesn't get stuck. But it just looks really weird to me. I mean, maybe it looks fine to you, but I just think it looks kind of odd. And then you've got this engine, and it seems like the engine doesn't fit the rest of the body. Maybe that was common in the 30s. I haven't really seen too many pictures of vehicles that look like that. But that's what makes model building fun, because I find that really intriguing, and I had to get my hands on one. And according to the ICM website, it does imply that there will be other versions of this coming out. There's one that's got a machine gun mounted, a Hotchkiss machine gun mounted on a pole in the back, and there's some other variants that are coming out of this too, beyond that one. But let's take a look at what's under the hood here, shall we? Nice solid box. Really attractive instruction sheet with some instructions, the Ukrainian and in English here. So the main purpose of this was to tow the Hotchkiss 25mm anti-tank gun. And if you want to hold on a second, I'll show you what that looks like. Give me 1 second here. So here's the old Heller kit of the Hotchkiss 20mm cannon with crew. So you could grab one of these things and set that up with this kit, either in the firing mode or towing mode or whatever, but there's a possibility there. So let's have a look at the instruction sheet. There's the parts breakdown there. So ICM makes some great kits, but they are a bit of work. So there's a lot to the chassis and suspension system here. Although this doesn't look as bad as some of the other kits I've seen, but you are going to be getting comfortable and working on this for a while. Although you get your money's worth, I would say, for that. And you've got the engine to put together. And then you got the interior. So it's got seating for, I guess, 5. Surprisingly, the steering wheel is on the right side. This is a French vehicle, go figure. But well, so yeah, there's a lot to it. Now, some people have complained that there's only a couple of decal options to it, and such as there are, it's just the green. I think there might be a convoy marker, not positive, or a towing indicator. And they're from summer of 1940. What's this one? In early 1940. So that's what's out there. Not much, but I don't know. I think it's not bad. There are camouflage versions of this, which I have seen with some fun French colors, because the French have a tendency to use some really wild and intriguing camouflage schemes. If you haven't looked at any of that, you should, because they get some really cool looking stuff. They do, well, for example, here's a Hotchkiss tank with some. That's not as outrageous as I've seen, but gives you an idea. They could be pretty cool. So as noted, the decals, not too many options there, but still kind of cool looking. Quick look at the parts. Pretty good details to it. So usually these have the Ziploc style. Oh, it's got this little bit of glue here. Reusable bags. So you get some details there. Some suspension parts. This has rubber tires, which look pretty nice actually. Although rubber tires tend to make me nervous, but I'm always afraid of them splitting down the road, but who knows? Only because I've had that happen to some models. Although I've got others sitting around that have been fine for quite a while on rubber pieces, so some of the frame. So there's a lot to it, a lot of parts. Not as horrific as some of the other truck models that I've seen from ICM. And I'm only saying horrific because there's a lot of parts, a lot of teeny pieces. To me, that can be kind of horrifying and daunting. To others, it's like, yay, let me dig into that. So, you get your money's worth, right? And you do get quite a project to work on, which is the idea. Sometimes it's like it can become a job. So, it depends how much work you want. Get this back in the box, which is a hobby into itself, right? So, but that's the Laffly, and hopefully we will see some of those other variations come out. Hopefully this war in Ukraine will be over and we'll get back to peace. Everybody will be good and move on with things, which would be nice. Anyway, so there's the Laffly. So keep on modeling. We'll see you guys soon. Bye now.